This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
This season, let your shoes do the talking. Designer Shoe Warehouse is packed with fresh styles that speak to your whole vibe without saying a word. From cool sneakers that look good with everything, to easy sandals you'll want to wear on repeat, DSW has you covered. Find a shoe for every you, from the brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, New Balance, and more. Head to your DSW store or visit dsw.com today.
So you want to start a business? You might think you need a team of people and fancy tech skills, but listen to me when I say you don't. You just need GoDaddy Aero. I'm Walton Goggins, an actor, and I like the sound of starting my own business, Walton Goggins Goggle Glasses. But I couldn't do this on my own. GoDaddy Aero uses AI to create everything you need to grow a business. It'll make you a unique logo. It'll create a custom website. It'll write social posts for you and even set you up with a social media calendar. How cool is that? Well, listen to this. For a limited time, you can get Aero All Access for just $1 a week for 12 weeks. We're talking all the AI power of GoDaddy Aero plus a domain, e-commerce store, payments, professional email, a unified inbox, all for less money than I spend on deep tanning lotion while sunbathing off the Amalfi Coast. You know what that sounds like? A plan. Get started at GoDaddy.com. Terms apply.
Yeah. Hey, let's go. Power Trip Morning Show. Marty all dressed up for Cory's birthday.
Thanks, Marnes.
This is a gray hoodie, not a black hoodie.
Oh, wow,
and there's no Puma on it anyway.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You said that half-heartedly. I don't think you believed it.
Yeah, I don't think you believed
it. I forgot.
Many returns of the day.
Great banana, trick of the day, great, grand, wonderful.
You know, when
no
you are
yelling on the bus.
When you're an adult and birthdays become less, celebratory, but you have kids, it can be a big deal if you let them give you some attention or a gift or a cake or whatever. What do your girls, especially your younger one, like to do to recognize you today?
They like normally to ask me to go play cards, so I leave the house.
Oh. Happy birthday to them.
You really like playing cards. You should go play cards. And I'm like, God, they hate you. Ooh, okay, I guess I'll go for the next 10 days playing cards. No, so I don't know. No, the kiddos got gymnastics tonight. It's going to be a normal Tuesday.
Yeah. But did she ask, what color of frosting do you want?
No.
On the cake that you probably can't eat?
No. Didn't ask any of that stuff.
She's getting Cane's for dinner or something
Probably,
like that?
Who knows?
Some special...
I got time to go to Cane's while she's doing gymnastics.
Put some candles in the chicken fingers.
Wow. Yeah, there she is. Wow. She still calls me Dada after all these years.
That's so cute. What else does she say?
I don't know. That one's got a lot of sass. That little one's got a lot. I don't know where she gets it from.
I don't know. It's weird. Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday,
You're very
Cory.
charming.
Thanks.
Yeah. Glad you're here.
Next year, if we all plan ahead a little better, we could all wear black hoodies. I mean, they might not be Puma, but we for sure all can come up with a black hoodie.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know that he's going to make it.
Wear that, that would be appropriate at my funeral, right? Forget dressing up.
I love this idea.
Just all wear black jeans and black hooded sweatshirts. It would look like a cult, right? That would be awesome.
I'm not going to, it won't match my party hat.
You're right live.
I'm just excited to outlive any of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, touche.
All right, let's do the news.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the St. Paul Saints.
That's right. Thank you to the St. Paul Saints. Baseball returns to St. Paul today.
Yay!
A 6-game series against the Indianapolis Indians at CHS Field starts today. The first, the Saints are in 9th place in the International League, 7-10. Zebby Matthews starts for St. Paul today.
Yep.
First pitch is at 11:07 a.m. this morning. So go to a day game at CHS Field. Talk to me about Zebby Matthews.
Zebby Matthews is maybe one of the hottest topics right now in terms of Twins prospects because he has been unbelievable. We saw a little bit of him last year. He went all the way from high A to the majors last year. He raced up through the minor league system. And then didn't have a lot of success in the majors when he pitched here in August and September. Then he showed up at spring training with a fastball that was 3 miles per hour faster.
Whoa.
He's been close to 100 miles per hour on a regular basis. And he was already elite with his control to the point where he was putting up video game numbers. And so there's a lot of opinions out there that he should already be in the Twins rotation.
But how do we make room for a guy like that on this squad?
Brilliant.
Well, I mean, but part of the problem is that the one area that's fairly strong for the Twins is their starting pitching.
Right.
So, if he was hitting like he's pitching, he would already be here.
Got it.
What the hell is Zebby short for?
Zebulon.
Look it up on Baseball Reference
Zebwell.
because I know this answer. It's his first name is not Zebediah or something. It's
Like Bill? Zebniqua?
Yeah.
It's
Daniel.
yeah.
Daniel.
Daniel.
There it is. You got it.
Daniel
Zebulon.
Zebulon.
Is the middle name Zebulon?
Yes.
I was
Zebulon.
right. I said Zebulon, and I was
Sweet.
right.
Yeah.
Did I not say
Yeah,
Zebulon?
you
did.
I did. I thought I
Yeah,
did.
Zebby Matthews is a way cooler name than Dan Matthews. That sounds like an accountant.
Yeah.
Now, he
Or
was,
Dave Matthews' brother.
every year there's 1 or 2 players that are sort of that are not major leaguers that are sort of one of the talks of spring training. He was the talk of spring training this year. People are real excited, and they should be real excited. He's got an unbelievable ceiling right now.
Man,
So
how do you get 3 miles per hour out of your fastball? That's crazy. But I guess he's only 24, so I guess he's growing.
In 2017, listen, front office there's a lot to question right now about the Twins and the Twins organization. Okay. But one thing when they brought in Derek Falvey, they brought him in from Cleveland because Cleveland had a pitching pipeline. The Twins had a lot of trouble developing pitching. And now we are at the point where this starting rotation is maybe 8 deep. You could have up to 8 guys in that starting rotation. And it's because, among other things, they have found ways to draft guys who are basically tall and add velocity to their fastballs. And Zebby Matthews was a guy who with elite control who was throwing 91 or 92 when they drafted him. He was not a high draft pick, I think.
But you said he's tall as well?
I think he's pretty tall.
How tall?
I don't think he's one of the taller guys, but I think he's like 6'3", 6'4".
That's a huge bitch.
Thank you.
He's listed as 6'5". I saw
Is
his
that right?
Wikipedia
Okay.
page.
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, and they've had a number of players who have increased their velocity. Bailey Ober is throwing much faster than he was when he was drafted. David Fest is throwing much faster than he was when he was drafted. Joe Ryan is throwing much faster than he was when they traded for him.
Are they all doing steroids, or what is the deal?
Wow.
They say it's training exercises and mechanics that they have found ways to develop from year to year. So,
Well, that's great.
So,
That's great.
St. Paul Saints, go on down to saintsbaseball.com.
go see it.
Here's what's going on in the news. Rochester police confirmed with the public that they're investigating 6, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 break-ins of ATM machines in the area. The incidents are all taking place at local restaurants.
Never go ATM.
I know. The break-ins started in March, continued through April now. Suspects are tampering with, broken into, or even stealing the ATMs. Police say there are other communities where this is happening as well. And Cory Cove is the number one.
Whoa.
No, again, my heist is not going to be an ATM.
It should be, though.
It's not enough.
I mean, the money's just sitting there waiting on you to pick it up. Makes sense to me.
There is a new documentary on Netflix that I have yet to watch, but it's called like The Diamond Heist, and it looks like it's from London 20 years ago. Some gigantic, epic diamond heist. I can't wait. I saw the trailer, didn't watch the documentary yet, but I'm all in. I want to see what they did.
Oh, sweet. What's happening?
Marty's telling me to plug myself up.
Yeah.
He gestured.
I can't help but agree.
He gestured with the partner. I'm looking through the glass, and Max has his T-shirt over his nose.
That's because he's
again.
He's allergic.
Have you walked in there yet, Marty?
No.
It's been one of those mornings.
It's
Yeah.
horrible. Just go in the hallway.
Bonus and Sauce said they could smell it through the wall.
You
And
could smell it in the hallway.
It was in the hallway. It was in the
I did go
hallway.
out there and throw down. I went out there and my cheeks had a fight.
Yeah. Who won?
Nobody.
Definitely not me.
There is a candle in there if you can find some kind of a lighter.
I think it smells worse than what I'm throwing out, though.
Yeah.
No.
If anything, I'm going to use it to light myself on fire.
Dateline, Robbinsdale, Minnesota. Watch how your thinking changes on as I read this story.
Oh.
One person is hurt after a 13-year-old boy crashed a car into a Robbinsdale house. The incident took place last night. Officers arrived on the scene. The first third of the vehicle was in the home. Two people at the home in the home at the time. One of them had to be taken to the hospital, non-life-threatening injuries. Police said a woman was letting her 13-year-old drive around the neighborhood. He accidentally hit the gas instead of the brake and ended up in somebody's front living room. When you first started listening to that story, you thought for sure it was a stolen car, didn't you?
And you thought it was the kid's fault.
Absolutely.
And then it wasn't.
Yeah. Don't let your 13-year-old drive.
No.
Yeah, I almost did that at the gas station when I was 13.
Yeah. Right.
I hit the gas instead of the brake, and we ran right into the side of a Super America. Yeah, like if I would have parked in a different spot, we would have went inside the Super
kidding.
America.
Are you wearing a mask?
Yes, I'm wearing a protective mask.
Zorro.
Wow. It stinks that bad.
Yes.
That's the great thing about growing up in the country, right, Marnes? Like, you can drive around
Just
all you
walks
want
right
out of the country.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we drove like crazy.
learn on the
Especially
tractor.
on the farm,
Yeah.
which my dad's family was farmers. My cousin and
grew
his
marijuana?
kids who
Yeah,
are
that ooh-wee.
still working that farm, 9. Like driving a pickup, bringing sandwiches or equipment or whatever, 9.
Yeah.
Sitting on a phone book.
Are you using the German no? I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a rough farm.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, though, right? Go-karts, tractors, cars,
Sure,
anything.
sure, yeah.
That's got to get from there to there. Go do it. Anyway, yeah. It's harder in Robbinsdale, though. A lot of traffic and pedestrians.
In living rooms.
That's true, too.
If you had a plane, like a commercial plane, crash onto your house,
Yeah.
I wonder how long ahead of time or how far ahead of time you would hear something that sounded unnatural. You know what I'm saying? Like, because planes fly over houses from time to time, you can kind of hear it. But when would you say, is that coming a little too close? Like, I wonder, because car crash, you're not going to hear it at all until it hits the side of the
You're talking about
the
a
house.
commercial plane. Like
Yeah. Like, I wonder how,
777 or something.
I wonder how many seconds ahead of time you would actually. My guess is not enough time to get out of the house. I don't think you would figure it out that fast, but still.
10 seconds.
10 seconds? It might be so loud that you would
Was that Yoda?
feel like something's wrong. I wonder.
And if you are in a flight path, you're probably very conditioned to
used to
hearing
it,
that
right.
noise. So
Right.
you'd have to wait until it really got to the point where you're
It's
like,
like
well,
3
that
seconds.
one
Yeah,
sounds
yeah, that's right.
louder.
A little close.
I'm picturing like a Looney Tune situation when the anvil is like, wee, and they're trying to move around, and the shadow keeps following
And you just
them.
hold up a sign like, oh, no.
Those bits are the best.
The best.
The best.
A plus.
Just that little puff of smoke when he
So
hit the
good.
bottom of the canyon. Sound effect always made me laugh.
Yeah, so good. Real quick, the city of Hopkins is going to change its name to Page Bukers.
Oh, my God.
Is it really?
Close.
Come on, Huck.
Next month to honor the former resident and the #1 WNBA draft pick,
What's her name again?
Paige Beckers.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you.
You said next month. What is the actual
May
date?
16th.
Okay.
Going to change the name of the town for one day. How cool is that?
That's sweet.
Change it permanently.
Yeah.
Who loves the name Hopkins anyway? Just call it Beckers.
Yeah. Or Paige.
Or Bukers.
She had drafted by who?
Dallas. And
that's right,
May 16th is the first game of the season for Dallas. And Dallas hosts the Minnesota Lynx.
No way.
On May 16th.
Greasy.
Wow.
Well played, WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good thinking. There you go.
Well, we talked earlier that, Cooper Flagg is going to make something like $12.5 million his first season in the NBA. Paige Beckers will make around $80,000.
Yes.
Actually, that sounds high.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, what are you, Rosie?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, why are you slurring your words there, Cory?
Wow, Marnie Rosen.
Well, the I want to say 678. Okay, base salary 78 this year. Okay.
You were right. I was a little high.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit high.
Was she like
Working on it.
Did everybody know she was going to be huge in high
Yes.
school?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I can
She
remember.
was the number one player in the country as a
Yes.
high school player.
Yes.
There was a tweet that made the round. Some guy tweeted, I think she was in like 6th, 7th grade or something. And some guy tweeted a picture of her holding a basketball. And he's
Yep.
like, watch out. Remember the name Paige Beckers. Like, this is the best middle school basketball player I've ever seen. And she ends up being one of the best players in the
Wait,
country.
and even coming out of high school, like she was coming out of high school about the time NIL became a thing. And suddenly everybody's like, well, she's not only a fantastic player, she's also great on social media or something. Like she's going to clean up on NIL. She's going to be setting a trailblazer in terms of NIL for women's athletes. Yeah. And I think that's kind of been the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think she is.
Yeah.
Is it Gatorade?
Yeah.
She
She's
just
thirsty, I'm sure. I mean,
No.
I
it's a
just saw
sponsor.
something over the weekend from CeraVe, the lotion, the facial cleanser.
Hawk uses that.
CEREVE or AVE. And she is the official face of CeraVe, which is not generally associated with sports.
Sure.
And I think she has shoes.
yeah, if she's going outside.
Sure, yeah.
She wears them.
Yeah, for sure.
Socks too, or?
Yeah. The Paige Bukers brand.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
Nike, Gatorade, CeraVe, Chegg, CHEGG.
It's a tutoring thing.
Okay. Bose. She has a stake in Madison Reed.
Wow. Was
Beauty?
it good?
Unrivaled. StockX.
Must be a pretty notable state.
Yeah.
Crocs.
Look out, man.
Did you get like a
Wow, she's got a lot of
potato with it?
endorsements.
Because I love baked potatoes.
Oh, yeah. They're the best.
With a steak? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh.
When one of you had said Cooper Flagg declared for the draft,
Yeah, he
and I wasn't part of the conversation, but he's 18, so he accelerated in high school, graduated early. He's
yep.
18 with a December birthday.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was the best player in the country all year long as a true freshman.
But this is I can't remember if I've told you guys this before, but the Jim Pete philosophy that he, as an older, wiser man, has, he will tell you if you want to learn some wisdom, is don't wish time away. Don't be like, oh, I can't wait till next year when I have this or when I have this, because then pretty soon you're, in his case, he was like, 35 years old and out of the league, and he kept wishing time away. As soon as I get over this sprained ankle, and next year after I've done and then pretty soon your career is over. Cooper Flagg is 18, and he will never experience March Madness again. Yeah. He went through that tournament one time.
Good point.
Took a bad shot at the end. His team melted down, and for the rest of his, I don't know, for the next 20 years, maybe 15 to 20, he's going to be a professional in the NBA, which is great. He's going to make life-changing money. But it's like, what? He's accelerating to get to this point, which is super exciting. But in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, maybe even 5, does he look back and go, why didn't I savor that? Why didn't I play high school with the rest of the high schoolers? Why didn't I play 2 years of college to maybe win a national championship or have a better experience? Could he have a catastrophic injury? Of course, nobody wants that. But it's just an interesting perspective on you're still going to make that life-changing money, assuming you don't have a catastrophic injury. And maybe it's all fueled by that. I don't know. But
that's not just
at
superstars.
18 years old,
we're all in a hurry to do that.
it's done. Like his youth, that part of it, it's done. And he's got wonderful things ahead of him, but he'll never be able to go back and play high school ball again, college ball again.
You okay, Marnes?
I just wonder if he considered it. If there was ever even a flicker of it, it was like, no, this is an absolute no-brainer. We're going.
That's depressing. Why did you bring that up?
It is depressing, but it's a great example of, that's sports talk radio or Power Trip Morning Show 20 years ago. We would have done 2 hours on, he's nuts, and what do you do? Like everybody, like the older you get, speaking of getting older and getting wiser, it's like everybody makes their own choices, and you just got to be cool with them, right?
Sure.
Like,
Correct.
So I'm with you. Like, I think there's a lot of memories that he's leaving on the table, but if that's the only dream he's ever wanted is to be the number one pick and get to the NBA as quickly as possible, it's like, yeah, go, you do, whatever, you do you. But I totally understand what you're saying.
Yes, and to be clear, I'm not saying he made the wrong choice at all. I'm just
Interesting
saying
one.
What went into it, and in 10 years, 15 years, I don't know what the timeline is, will he ever look back and say, dang it, I wish I would have done it a little bit differently.
To your point, by the way, the thing that's changed from the Jim Peterson era or even 10, 20 years ago is you can make that decision, stay in college and still make a ton of money, millions of dollars, and stay and get those memories. Now, you're not going to make as much as you're making in the NBA, but you could still make a lot of money if you're Cooper Flagg playing at Duke for another year or two and chasing that national championship or chasing that dream. But if he's ready to go, he's ready to go. But I'm with you. I mean, you're leaving stuff on the table, but I don't know, maybe he'll look back.
That is the case not just for a superstar, though. That is the case for almost everybody when it comes to their professional life. We are all in a hurry to get promoted and move up the ranks as quickly as we can.
Sauce is very content.
Yeah, I'm fine right here.
Right. I mean, everybody's champing at the bit to get that promotion or to get that next slot or that additional amount of responsibility or be overseen, move from, to the top worker in your field to no, I'm going to manage that, which a lot of people don't like those transitions as they move up the ladder. One of the things I've told a lot of people who always scoff at me and then later come back and say is like, you're probably never happier at a job than when you are underpaid. Because once you get to the point where you are overpaid at a job, well, then you feel like you're always walking on eggshells.
That's why I love iHeart. I'm never gonna have to worry about that.
Because you're always on a hurry to kind of get there. Like enjoy that time.
Yeah, by that logic, I'm Mr. Rogers.
Exactly right.
Well, there's something to be said for the pursuit. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How about the contentment of being paid what you think is correct? Not overpaid, not underpaid. There's got to be a lot of happiness living in that world.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Okay. Everybody else got real quiet.
Sauce is very content.
I love it here. They don't count on me for anything. Yeah. And if you need a tent, you can borrow this sweatshirt.
Sports is next with Sauce. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Bye, Johnny Bones.
Wolves and Lakers. Game 2 from LA tonight at 9. Hear the howl and make the Minnesota Timberwolves channel a preset on the free iHeartRadio app. Powered locally on the Fan by TimberTech.
Hey, Marnes.
Yeah, hi.
Look, I know it's only Tuesday, and Chad Abbott is convinced I'm only concerned about Fridays, which I kind of am. Do you know on Friday, if you win your 4th consecutive game, that ties the record?
Is that right?
Yes, I think, oh man, I know AJ and Sauce have done it. I think maybe even Hawk has won 4 straight. I'll have to look it up. But the record is 4 straight wins. You're going for 4 on Friday. Best of luck.
Well, now I'm feeling it.
Best of luck. That's Friday, though.
Thank you.
Just saying, red hot.
Thank you.
Dominating 2025.
Elizabeth Reese texted me on Saturday. No, she did not.
She passed away.
No, she's the best.
On Saturday night that she had just listened to Initials. And she just wanted to reach out.
Say that you dominated.
Yeah.
Speaking of Elizabeth Reese, shout out to yesterday was the 17th anniversary of Twin Cities Live.
Well, happy
which,
birthday.
Tip of the cap to Elizabeth, and of course Ben Lieber as well. But also, I thought, man, in 1 year, Rosie's going to try to date Twin Cities Live.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Ready for sports?
Oh, yeah, man.
Been a long way for that, but you set it up well.
I tried.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
Hello.
Hi, that's your cue.
Hi. You ready?
Do you want to start with this?
Twins on the 20s. You ready?
Yeah, man.
3, 2, 1.
The Minnesota Twins aim to avoid a fourth loss in a row when they host the Chicago White Sox at Target Field tonight. The Twins were swept by the Atlanta Braves over the weekend. Minnesota is in fourth place in the AL Central at 7-15. Bailey Ober mans the rubber tonight. First pitch is at 6:40 p.m. Whoa!
Pretty good. Pretty
Nice
good
job,
read.
Hogs.
Well done. That's Twins on the 20s, brought to you by Quantum Fiber.
Quantum Fiber.
Quantum Fiber. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's Zacho's bit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Quantum Fiber.
Yeah, thank you. Marnes, your Wolves battle the Lakers tonight at 9. The Wolves lead the series 1-0.
Get down.
The Lakers are 5.5-point favorites. Tonight is going to be super fun. I don't know how much of it I'll see, but this is not about me. For once, go Wolves.
Mars, how do they adjust, right? JJ Redick, LeBron, everybody else said the Wolves were way too physical. They weren't predicting that. They weren't ready for that. I don't know if I understand or agree with that. I don't know how they... It's playoff basketball. It's all teams are going to be more physical. Didn't it just look like the Wolves are so much deeper than the Lakers? Like, what do you think the Lakers can even do in Game 2 to make this look more competitive?
You know, it was so dominant by the Wolves in Game 1. I feel like we all that watched it are like, we're sweeping and probably winning every game by 20. And that's not necessarily realistic. LA will have some sort of a counter. However, I feel like we still have so many counters left. Ant didn't go off. Rudy was real quiet. We didn't pull that lever at all. Like, we still have a lot of different versions of our team that we can play and highlight and send out there. I don't know what the Lakers are going to do, obviously, but that's what the playoffs are about, trying to predict what the other team is going to adjust and then having that counter ready. And that's the thing that I was so impressed with the Timberwolves, minus the first, 5-6 minutes of the game. We looked discombobulated and overwhelmed and nervous and tight and all that. But after that point, it was like, oh, the game plan. That's right. There's a game plan. And then we go execute. Because sometimes there's all intentions of the coaching staff and everything is laid out perfectly and it's correct. But the team doesn't always execute it like that. But the Wolves did to perfection. So now whatever JJ Redick counters with and the Lakers will have an answer for that, but will it be executed well enough? Done now.
I don't think we had a player play poorly, though, in the first game. And part of that is because, again, we had so many open shots. I would say all 8 gave us something good.
Yeah, at some point,
Alexander Walker did. Naz Reid, obviously, was awesome off the bench. Julius gave us a lot of instant offense. I don't know how they're going to play better defense. The 50% from 3 is not necessarily sustainable, but if they keep giving us open looks because they're lazy-ass defenders, let's go.
That's the thing is, you can't really expect that Jaden McDaniels is going to hit all of his 3-pointers, 3 for 3. You can't expect Naz Reid is going to go 6 of 9 from 3. Oh, yeah. So if those things come back to earth a little bit, that's what I'm talking about, is the levers that we didn't pull. Is that if the Lakers say we've got to shut off Naz Reid and we have to get a guy on Jaden McDaniels, we'll go, well, thank you very much, because that now opens the lane for Ant, or that allows us to now work Rudy on the screen and roll. That's what I'm talking about. Of the pieces that I feel really comfortable with is that we just won a game by 20 points, or for the better part of the game, we had a 20-point comfortable lead and didn't use everything available to us and exhaust it all.
And Ant was great, but didn't do, a 44-point like dominant performance. He was just super efficient. And he missed a good chunk of the game when he was in the locker room, which was a little dicey because that's when the Lakers were chipping away. I don't think they got closer than like 12 or 13, but it definitely was getting chipped away while Ant was in the locker room.
And Ant finished with 8 rebounds and 9 assists.
Yeah, he was great.
That was huge. He was playmaker Ant, which is why Jaden McDaniels had such a great game, which is why Naz Reid had such a great game. And to your point, Corey, a couple of things. When the Lakers started to close that gap in the fourth quarter, it was not that long ago when the Milwaukee Bucks did the exact same thing in a really important game. And I feel like whatever happened in that game, the Wolves learned from, applied it. We're like, okay, we're not going to let this happen. And they didn't. And the threat didn't last very long. Yay, we grew, we learned. That was a huge development to be able to hold off a charging Lakers team at home in the playoffs and basically go, yep, no, not going to happen.
So Wolves win game 1, and all Ant could talk about was Jaden McDaniels. And every time you hear a Kevin Durant rumor or a big-time trade rumor, it's always like, well, so-and-so team is going to be asking for Jaden McDaniels or more, right? I don't think it's ever smart to let a superstar dictate the roster. We learned that with Kevin Garnett, right? You keep guys like Troy Hudson or Anthony Peeler because they're boys with the. You can't do that. You can't let the star player be the GM. But if you have a guy that is as good as Jaden McDaniels and as close to the star as possible, like I just don't think trading Jaden's a smart idea for the next 5 years anyway, because he's so young, so good, and that's Ant's guy. Like that's his Pippen, right? If we're going to compare him to Jordan, McDaniels is his Pippen, right? The defender that can kind of do a little bit of everything. I'm just a huge Jaden fan. I just think
he took a massive leap.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's great. Yeah,
his contract is a steal now. If you really look at his deal, it's a pretty stellar deal for the Wolves. What they got Jaden at
second half of the season, Jaden. Well, actually a little more than that. 2/3 of the season, yes. But whatever he unlocked is incredible, and I don't want to trade him.
No. How about, by the way, speaking of second half of the season, how about the first half of the season, Mike Conley looking like he should have retired, and we were all begging for Dillingham to get as many minutes as possible. Like, let's pass the torch. It's over. Conley's been so much better second half of the year, and I thought, again, it was just a pro and solid and calming in game 1. Yeah. Good to have that Mike Conley back as opposed to the first month or 2 of the season where it looked like he couldn't shoot anymore.
Well, he had that wrist thing, and it bugged him all off season. I saw him at the 3M Open at a golf tournament, and he was in some sort of a wrap, cast, sling, like even at that point in late July. That
was the wrap.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Minnesota Mike, new album dropping.
Yep. Yeah. But he knew,
like Troy Hudson all over
still
again.
Had. Shut him down.
Oh, my God. What was it called? The Stress of Both Worlds? Was that the name of his? Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
Went triple platinum.
Oh, my God.
Hawk loved it.
We can swing both ways.
Wow. Hawk loved it.
Anyway.
Yeah, a healthy Mike Conley is still a good Mike Conley at 36 years old. I'm really excited for game 2.
They're going to win? I think they're going to. I really do.
It feels like it based on game 1, but it doesn't seem like this is a 4-game sweep of a series when you zoom out. But man, was that a statement and a welcome to the playoffs, and to put the league on notice, put the Lakers on notice. What do you think, Sauce? Did ESPN just hate that?
They didn't even talk about it yesterday on NBA Live. They didn't even talk about it. They brought up like the Lakers lost and then they moved on. If the Lakers had won, it would be like 45 of the hour long that is NBA Live or whatever that show is. And the people on ABC were legitimately upset that the Lakers were losing.
Yeah, 100%. I'm surprised they didn't wake Stephen A. Smith out of a cold sleep to have an emergency first take.
Yes, correct.
Well, who are the 2 guys on the pregame? Was it Haslam and was it Perkins? Who was the other one? I'm trying to think.
Kendrick Perkins.
Who was it, Hawk?
So
Franklin.
They picked the Wolves to win, and Stephen A. Smith was like, I know you guys are champions, but you guys are going to be wrong. Mark it down right. Like basically the Lakers are winning this game.
On a Saturday night in LA, as if the day of the week makes a difference.
But I loved how, and again, I get it. That's how this business works, right? The Skip Baylesses and the Stephen A. Smiths of the world have to have the strongest takes. That's the bit, right? Gray area doesn't pay the bills. So he basically looked at those two going, you guys are idiots. The Lakers are going to win this and you guys are going to look dumb. And of course it was like, well, maybe they know what they're talking about. Maybe they see that this team is deeper. I'm with you. I don't think it's going to be a sweep either, but I would not be surprised if they won all 4 and just said move on. It's going to be hard to sweep a team with Luka and LeBron, though, because all you need is one game where you're a little bit off, and those two probably can kill you, but we'll see.
I mean, LA scored 95 points. That's it, 95 points, shot 40%. I mean, those are generally the markers that we would go with for Wolves defense. Oh, the Wolves held an opponent under 100 points and under 40% shooting. And that's what they did in game 1 of the playoffs on a Saturday night.
In LA.
In LA.
Well, now it's Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, and then the Wild game starts at 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I feel bad for fans, and it is okay to whine a little bit because you've probably spent the last 6 months watching a good chunk of this team and following, and then when it gets good, because you have a commitment, a job, a life.
School night for a lot of parents.
Yes.
It's a tough time.
It stinks. It stinks. But how about we win this round and move on and get some better game times? Then we all gather and
I like that.
watch.
Well, I don't want to get together, but I'm busy.
Not maybe a public gathering.
No, I just mean in general. I'm probably just going to stay home. But I like the concept, though. I like the thought. That's really nice. Vikings news is next. It's draft week, Sauce. We're just 2 days away from the NFL draft.
Let's go.
More with Marnie Geldner and the rest of the Power Trip Morning Show after this.
Timber Tech.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it is a big day on the Power Trip Morning Show. Have we heard from Zacho, anybody?
No,
he's up there. Yeah, he came during the last commercial.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Well, it was really more than just the last commercial.
All right, relax,
Hey, Zacho.
brother.
Hey, Zacho.
Morning.
How was Penn and Teller?
Amazing, really cool. That was awesome.
Were you sober?
Really
What'd you tell her?
Yeah, I will say the Rio is the first time at the Rio, and
I like it.
it's fine.
It's
It's a
old
lot
school.
better than you made it sound.
Try
Cory.
staying there once where there was a cockroach in my towel. It's a true story. It was disgusting.
Listen, you know what, dude? That came off of yours.
Yep. Oh. Sick.
That was so gross. That scared the piss out of me, too.
Yeah, they're
Gross.
big.
I'd leave.
Big and gross.
Yeah, and they fly.
Just opened up my towel and it just, oh my God.
They can
And that
fly.
thing went swanging.
Dude, it was so gross.
Yeah.
Would you use me on that BC?
Interesting.
You knocked over a few things in your room.
No, that was the cockroach talking to
Your
me.
phone went flying.
Hey, don't mind me. Just keep on scrubbing dubbing.
Marnes, the Rio was where I had one of the most depressing weeks of my life gambling. It was a week that we called on this show Steak, Fries, and Shark Week because I got my ass kicked so much for 4 straight days.
You got it what?
Kicked.
Oh.
In poker. I
Say, hell yeah,
got
Cory.
obliterated for 4 straight days that I got so depressed. I would just go to my room after getting steak fries from the sports bar. I would go up to my room. It was Shark Week on Discovery Channel, and I was in Las Vegas watching Shark Week, eating steak fries, hating my existence. That was the trip. I Ubered to the airport to try to leave a day early. They told me I could wait on standby, but it looked like it was going to be a 24-hour wait, which was almost exactly when my flight was flying out. So that Uber ride back to the Rio was hell. Because I'm like, right, when your bags are packed and you're at the airport and you're expecting to go there and be like, how long do I have to wait to get the next flight out of here? 3 or 4 hours? And they're like, standby would be about a 24-hour wait. I would go, that sucks.
The worst part was actually, I feel bad for the cockroach because he was all spread out on your bed.
Oh, he was here. He's like, he doesn't have to check out for another 24 hours. I got the room to myself. No, the truth is I spent 15 minutes trying to find it to kill it because I'm like, I can't sleep if I know that thing's walking around.
Wow, there
You
he
didn't want
is.
him telling your secrets.
Yeah. You didn't want to see you hammering yourself again.
Then when I smashed it, there were all these weird like juices that flew out of it.
Wow, you hammered yourself in front of it?
That's crazy.
Yeah, why are you doing
Why'd you throw down on that
judgmental today?
I didn't know you talked like that. You smashed it?
Yeah.
So gross.
Do a little slower next time.
So anyway, Zach, it's way worse than you're making it sound. It's an absolute
Someone
dump.
call the exterminator.
Now, put the Rio on the list of the Rio's on the list of casinos that need to be torn down.
Hey, do you know Marnie?
Excalibur's number 1. I think Rio might be number 2.
Excalibur sucks.
Yep.
Come on.
Luxor's up there too.
It looks so fun from the outside when I went to Vegas and was walking around.
Yeah, the Luxor isn't bad.
Everything's
fine.
Well, it's on the list, though, I'm saying.
Yeah,
Excalibur's number 1 on the list to be torn down, but Luxor's on that list.
No way,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, listen to the Hulkster.
No, man, it's cool.
It's a Vegas classic. It's got character.
Yeah.
It's got something. It's probably got cockroaches. I don't know.
Hey, how you doing?
You didn't answer the question. Were you sober for Penn and Teller?
Yeah, sobering up. Yes, so I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to have like that full experience. I was very very sober.
Yeah. So how high were you about 18 hours ago?
We got up there a little bit. I won't lie, but
Thanks for not lying.
How was the bathtub?
I walked to In-N-Out, and the line was like the longest of it. This has been the craziest the strip I've ever seen on a weekday. Monday was nuts. You couldn't move around. I think the wrestling thing, man, there's so many freaking wrestling fans here. It's unbelievable. But I got to In-N-Out, realized the line was too long, so then I walked over and had lunch at Outback Steakhouse, and that was good.
Ooh.
And I just wanted to treat myself. So.
Yeah, treat yourself with Outback.
So stoned.
Way to
Hey, why don't you bring me something back?
Yep. A blooming onion. All right. All right, Zacho. Sauce, you ready for some Vikings news?
Yes, sir.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Radco. KOC addressed the media yesterday. Did you know that?
I did, because he talked about J.J. McCarthy.
He did, and J.J. and his injury. And apparently that's not going to come up through there. Hold on one second. He talked about J.J.'s recovery from his injuries and how good he's looking. Coach?
He's done a phenomenal job. You know, what I would really call that kind of invisible habits, invisible work that he's done when really nobody's been watching. In many ways, solidifying and finalizing his rehab, then on into a phase where he's really been able to push it on the field from a throws and working his technique and fundamentals, and then ultimately, the mental side of it as well. He's always working.
Yeah, there you go. Coach says he's doing well. And he says also, by the way, that it's been exciting to actually watch him on the field throwing the football around a little bit. Coach, go right ahead.
He's making a lot of throws that are required in our offense, different types of drops, different types of rhythm and timing and velocity and things like that. But then it's the total number of throws, being able to stack some really high number days. I don't think, based upon what we'll ask of him throughout the spring, I don't know if he'll have a day where he throws as many balls as he was throwing during a 2-hour rehab session when he was pairing that with running and lifting and all the work he was doing with our folks here. So I think he's already there.
And he says, guys, it's go time.
Now it's just a matter of applying it with teammates and with detail and with repetition to try to apply those reps so we can start projecting, what not only he can continue to improve at, what are the areas we need to focus on, how can we craft this offense to make sure that we're doing the things that he does well naturally while also challenging him to grow that pot of inventory that we can ultimately pull from.
Yeah, grow that pot. Yeah. For a couple of weeks, right, during the Aaron Rodgers rumors and Aaron Rodgers watch, the people that were kind of pro-Rodgers were saying things like, well, what if JJ's not healthy enough? Or what if they're worried that he's not going to be ready by week 1? I mean, it's April 22nd, and Kevin O'Connell just squashed any of that. Basically said, unless he tears his Achilles playing pickleball, JJ's ready to go in September. So there's just no reason now to bring in Aaron Rodgers or even before that to re-sign Sam Darnold if JJ's ready to go.
Yep.
Time for him to get out there, and we got to see what we got, whether he's good or bad. It's got to be his year. Super pumped.
Yeah, man.
I know JJ is big on the message board, Zachary.
Yeah, I heard about all
Zach
this.
got back in the bathtub.
Hello?
Yep, he's in the bathtub.
Yeah, we hear you, buddy.
Oh, okay. I heard about all this through those message boards. So.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Heard he was cleared for everything, and should be fun. Should be fun. If you guys need anybody to cover OTAs, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't.
No, well, we'll keep it open, though.
Yeah.
I
don't know if you're allowed there.
Probably not.
I don't know, man. What's the over-under on the Vikes season again? Isn't it like 8.5?
I think it's 8.5.
Take that over, baby. Take that over.
This team on paper looks so freaking good.
They do. Even before Thursday morning or afternoon, I should say.
Sauce.
Well, let's see here. On DraftKings, there's two betting favorites for the Vikings to take position-wise. It's safety and corner at plus 200, right? I thought it would be offensive line would be the favorite, but safety and corner are the favorites at plus 200. And the two names to watch, if that's where they go, is Nick Emanwara, the safety from South Carolina, or Siobhan Revell Jr., the corner from East Carolina. Now, I've never seen Revell play, not once.
Siobhan Revell has a limp-wristed throwing style.
He does. But I watched some of his highlights yesterday. He's outstanding. So that's the guy, if they go corner, that I want at 25 or 24.
He's the one coming off the ACL injury?
Yeah, but
played like 3 games last year.
Yeah, but he will be ready for training camp and will be ready for week 1.
Ben, I think, said he ran a 4.40, right?
He's, I don't know if he ran. He might have, but he's
Did
a stud,
he walk
man.
it?
Yeah.
No.
Which is even more impressive.
I don't know if he worked
walked a 4.4?
Yeah.
Long strides.
Heel toe, heel toe.
Hot. But yeah,
Sauce, if you had to bet offensive line or secondary or the field, the group of O-line and secondary is one bet, or the field, what side do you take?
I'd take offensive line in the secondary.
Same.
Yeah, I just think that, like we've talked about for weeks now, is they have 4 or 5 guys that they like or really like. They have probably, and if those guys are gone, they'll try and move out. Now, Revell is tough because if he hadn't gotten hurt, I think he's a top 15 pick. So you have to weigh when you make any kind of move, how far you can go back. And if offensive line is your target, you're going to have to get real lucky if you move back, because so many teams from that 25 area on need offensive line. Now, you also can risk teams coming up to jump in front of you. There's a lot of this latest steam now is that the Saints are going to pass on Shedeur Sanders. So God knows where he's going to end up. If it's 21, if he's available at 24, that's a perfect spot for a team like the Browns and the Giants, who didn't take a quarterback at 2 and 3, that may want to jump up. So if it's the Browns, you only have to go back to, I think they have the first pick in the 3rd round, or the 2nd round,
So then you'd have to trade out of the first.
You have to trade out of the first. That's a long day for all of our buddies and myself who are going to watch all of it. But you'd have the first pick on the first day. So that's something on second day, excuse me. That's something to watch, because the odds say that the 2nd and 3rd team who desperately need quarterbacks, or a younger quarterback, are not going quarterback at 2 or 3. And the landing spot everybody thought was 9. The favorite is a defensive player out of Georgia to go to the 9th pick to the Saints.
I just went through the latest mock draft on Yahoo Sports.
Yeah.
And he's not in the first round.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
who do the mock draft that you're looking at, Chris? Who do they have the Steelers taking?
Let's
then
see, we got Cam Ward at 1. We've got Cleveland Browns taking Travis Hunter. The Giants had Bill Carter. Where are the Steelers at?
It's like 21, I think.
21, yep.
21. They've got Walter Nolan, defensive tackle at Texas A&M.
I think it's Ole Miss.
Well, it could be. It says Texas A&M here. It doesn't matter. But and they have the Vikings at 24 taking Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State,
which I think
he's
is
from the Dakotas.
Yeah, somebody they really like.
Yeah, it's a big dude, man.
Yeah,
what a cool name.
Yeah, Gray Zabel's a good name.
North Dakota.
Oh, that's okay.
North Dakota State. Yep, sorry. Yep.
But Gray with an E or an A?
Grey.
EY.
Yeah,
that's cool.
What if it was Graze, first name, last name Abel? Graze Abel.
Gotcha.
I think we could still take him.
Man, I would probably think it was that if I'd never seen his name in print. I don't think his first name was Graze and his last name was Abel.
Like you once famously thought her name was Sinead.
Yeah.
And what's the other basketball player? The guy that played in Indiana?
Paige Buchers?
No.
Buchers.
No, I know. Victor Ola. How did you do it?
Victor Oladipo. That's what I thought.
Yeah, Oladipo.
Yeah.
Which,
I thought, I don't know. I'm not bright.
No.
Oh.
I was just agreeing with you. I think
it hurts more when you agree.
No, but you're right about being not bright. I think you're right about something.
Well, thank you.
Well done.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting because there's a reason that Sanders wasn't invited to the draft, because they don't want to have him just sit in that draft room, right? And ESPN has built up Sanders like he's the best player to ever enter the draft, and he's not.
Speaking of that, did I read right that Jackson Dart basically got uninvited? Is that true?
I didn't see that.
I thought there was one. Maybe it was a different quarterback. That somebody was originally on the invite list, and then they realized, oh, this kid's going to be sitting there. I thought it was Jackson Dart. Maybe I read that wrong.
Was it the Alabama quarterback, Jalen Milroe?
Maybe.
Because I think he is.
Somebody helped me with that, but I thought somebody got disinvited. I'm like, man, that's kind of ice cold for the NFL to be like, never mind.
Yeah, no.
Our sources are saying you are not going in round one. Never mind.
Yeah.
We go back to Max, who's got a recap of the 7 o'clock hour on the Power Trip Morning Show. Max, what did we do?
Recap.
Yeah, I'm fighting through it right now because
again.
I
don't know what he's talking about.
It's real bad. Not as much an hour two, but Hawk's cheeks threw down once again, and I almost threw up. Marnie had an existential crisis inspired by Cooper Flagg and the fleeting nature of youth.
Well said.
Cory had a homoerotic experience with an insect in Las Vegas.
How do we know it was a male cockroach?
They all are.
Oh, did you hear? Did you hear his voice?
He's not a roach.
Yeah. And Hawk continued to put holes in both the ozone and the frozone layers.
Brilliant.
That was the 7 o'clock hour. There you go.
Lots of sports talk as well.
8 o'clock hour will feature more of Marnie Gellner. By the way, we didn't get to formally say goodbye to John Bonus. He left her in a commercial break, but shout out to Johnny Bones for joining for an hour and a half. TwinsDaily.com. More with Marnie Gellner and Zach from Las Vegas covering the Wild and Vegas Golden Knights in Game 2 tonight. This is the Power Trip Morning Show.
So you want to start a business? You might think you need a team of people and fancy tech skills, but listen to me when I say you don't. You just need GoDaddy Aero. I'm Walton Goggins, an actor, and I like the sound of starting my own business, Walton Goggins Goggle Glasses. But I couldn't do this on my own. GoDaddy Aero uses AI to create everything you need to grow a business. It'll make you a unique logo. It'll create a custom website. It'll write social posts for you and even set you up with a social media calendar. How cool is that? Well, listen to this. For a limited time, you can get Aero All Access for just $1 a week for 12 weeks. We're talking all the AI power of GoDaddy Aero plus a domain, e-commerce store, payments, professional email, a unified inbox, all for less money than I spend on deep tanning lotion while sunbathing off the Amalfi Coast. You know what that sounds like? A plan. Get started at GoDaddy.com. Terms apply.
A mother's love deserves a gift like no other. Celebrate her love, strength, and style with heartfelt jewelry from Pandora. From iconic charms to sparkling necklaces, rings, earrings, and more, there are so many ways to say, thank you, Mom. So on Mother's Day and every day, tell her how much she means to you with a gift from Pandora. Visit Pandora in-store or online at pandora.net.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity with Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance that keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.